Yeah, today, let me ask you with a question. It's not part of my sermon, but whose love is greater? Parents' love toward the children or children's love toward the parents? Whose love is greater? Parents. Parents? Okay. Let me see. If you think parents' love for children is greater, raise your hand. Parents' love. Daniel, are you sure? Elliot, you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Is there anyone who thinks children's love for parents are greater? Sue? Why?
Because children love their parents absolutely.
All the mothers.
Yeah. Actually, the truth is, children's love for parents is greater. Look carefully. The children, especially 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, how they look up to their children, they give an absolute trust and love. To them, parents are whole universe. Ask them if they have to choose whole world against the parents, who they choose. I don't think God even have received that trust, that kind of trust and love. It's absolute. Many times I see the children came to father and try to say something or just be next to it and looking up like this. And look at that eyes. And father or mother just too busy to make social encountering. So children, they continually fail to receive response from the parents. So when they become about 10 years old, they finally realize it's no use to love parents. They begin to give up. That's why when they come into 12 years old, they begin to rebel. Okay, if you don't give me attention, I'll force you to give me attention. And then, there's no use. They gave up on parents. Parents never give an absolute trust and love to children. So we all, knowing the opposite way. Today, I'll be reading from the Mark, Gospel of Mark, 11:25. Excuse my voice. And whenever you stand praying, forgive if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father also, who is in heaven, may forgive you your trespasses. The Bible requires to forgive as an absolute requirement. In the Bible, everything, initiation is always of God, never of human. However, the forgiveness, initiation is human. If we forgive first, then the Father in heaven also may forgive us. Okay, why? Why forgiveness is required for us to forgive first? Let me explain one more time. We're living in the world which is one-dimensional. One-dimensional. No depth. And we only look at each other's appearances. And so this one-dimensional world, everything is disconnected. If I'm here, you cannot be at my place. If I'm here, you have to be here. This all in this one-dimensional world. World has no depth. We are all disconnected. Because we are disconnected, we are all faking each other. you and I are disconnected. So we don't really commune to each other. So I could present myself as I wish it to, not truly who I am. And that's why the appearance is everything. When men look at the woman, they only look at looks. And women look at men, how much they earn. I guess that's pretty much it. Now, what is the depth? Bible is talking about what is called the spiritual world. So, actually talking about the depth, below and above. The depth is the truth. So if we know how to go beyond this appearance in the world, we go into the depth, we know we are all connected. We are together, just like the roots of the tree. You see the tree there? It's all separated. But if you go into the root, it's all connected to dirt, water, even air, in everything. Without being together, there is no way to be, no way to live. Okay. Then today I'd like to talk about what is the key? What is the key to open up the depth? See and live out beyond what is appearances. How do we live the true life, essence, world of essence, not just phenomena, not just appearances? The key is the forgiveness. What I mean is this. I'll say the three things. First of all, in forgiveness, the opposite of forgiveness is victimization. When I cannot forgive something, that means something negative, something destructive, something painful thing happened to me. And I am the victim of that negativity. So Friedrich Nietzsche says the mode of our existence is resentment. We already try to make up what I have failed, what I have mistaken, and we already try to make up. Like parents who didn't go to school much, they are eager to send their children to the schools and degrees. So always making up because of resentment. So when I cannot forgive, it means I cannot accept the providence of God. Whatever happened in my past is happened in the will of God. If God didn't allow, it has no possibility to happen to me. So when I cannot forgive, I'm still resentful to it, in meaning that I cannot accept the will of God, I cannot accept the providence of God. When I forgive, I accept it, although it was painful, although it was negativity to me, I accept as part of me, part of my story, so that I could go on to create, new tomorrow, unless I'm possessed till tomorrow has come, but I possessed by the yesterday. So without forgiveness, my life become my enemy, myself become my enemy. Okay, something happened to me. I just keep it as something bad happened to me. It's a scar, it's a suffering, it's pain. And then myself, which allow that happen to me, or even if I didn't allow it happen to me, the self that came through that event, I'm still rejecting it. And the circumstances of my life, I still don't accept it. I cannot accept it. So, actually, without forgiveness, without embracing what happened to me, myself, my life is actually enemy to me. Do I make sense? Okay, I don't care. I'll go to a second point. Now, this is more important point. When I forgive, so here you could already see it. I use forgiveness, not only something bad happened to me and I'll say it's okay. And I'm saying in more fundamental sense that embracing not only that action or act or happening creating me so much pain in me, but I am embracing whole thing, what happening and all the circumstances that allow it to happen to me. So, second point I'd like to give you is forgiveness is a restoration of my own authority. When something bad happened to me, I'm not passively become victimized by that event, but I actively embracing it and take it as part of my story, a part of myself. So embrace it, through which I'm not just victimized by that event, but because that happened to me, I could create more constructive, more creative meaning in coming years of my life. So it's not just something bad happened to me. It's just not good or bad. It's part of my story. And I regain the authority of my own life, whether this happened or that happened, through which I live out my own life. And this is beautifully expressed in John Steinbeck's East of Eden. In East of Eden, the last sin, Adam is about to die, and the Cain, son, who killed his brother, Cain was next to him. And with the last breath, with the last might that Adam has, and John Steinbeck describes beautifully in the last his breath, he's saying to Cain, Timshah. Timshah. Timshah Hebrew means rule over. Yes, you have anger, but rule over. Yes, you have resentment, rule over. Rule over. What happened to you cannot be the subject of your life. Whatever happened to you, you are the subject, all those happenings. So it's not happening makes you, but you give a meaning to all those happenings in our life. Don't look at me like that. Makes me very, very inconfident. So you got my second point, right? What a niece. Thank you. And last thing. Last thing is forgiveness. Forgiveness is the only way to banish our ego. Vanish our ego. Well, what I mean is this. I'll tell you the story. This is from the Tolstoy, The Death of Ivan Ilyich. Ivan Ilyich was a judge, very successful man, had a good life. And suddenly he got sick. And he realized he's dying. When he realized he's dying, he was so angry. More than anything, he was so angry over his wife. Because he's dying, but she seems doesn't care. Is that our story? Or waiting to die so that I get freed? He was so angry. And he went into the coma for 3 days. In his coma, he was waking up because he felt so hot on his hand. And he was awakened and realized that hot thing was tear of his son, youngest one. And the youngest one, was in the dormitory and boarding school, and he heard the father is dying, so he came back home and holding father's hand and crying, and the tear was so hot. The Ivan Ilyich just walked up, and in the story, the moment that he felt that hot tears, somebody, I'm not just alone and only one who are in this suffering. If somebody feels the pain and despair that I have, also feeling for me. That moment, Ivan Ilyich had the light. And he said in Russian, "Prospasij," means take him out. But Tolstoy geniusly saying that everybody heard, "Прости," forgive me. So the moment he asking, "Forgive me," he realized, until that time, he was so angry at his wife, he realized pain and the suffering of the life of his wife. He married. He married because she's beautiful, she has a lot of money, dowry, and so he got married. For first 3 years, they loved dearly, but after about 3 years, he slowly turned gearing into life of success and achievement and everything. And he slowly forgot about his wife. She's always there, but she's just there. He, for the first time, felt pain of his wife. And the moment he felt his wife's pain, the hate and pain and the anger just vanished. It's forgiveness. When you forgive, it's very strange. You lose strength of your own ego. I sometimes experience that forgiveness wasn't quite ready to forgive things, right? But I know it's the right thing to forgive. So when I forgive, the moment I forgive, I realize his or her perspectives and positions. It gives peace to my heart. Now, I said, we are living in the one-dimensional world. We have lost the depth. And to regain this world of essence, which Bible says spiritual world, the key is the forgiveness. In the forgiveness, I said, we go over the resentment. We don't make up what is past failure, what is past shame and fear, and also regain the authority of my life and self. I'm not victim of anything. A lot of things happen. Yet still, I'm living out who I am. I am creating the story of my life to share, to be blessed to everyone. And finally, in the forgiveness, ego vanishes. Now, I come to my last point. In the forgiveness, what is the hardest thing? Who is the hardest one to forgive? Elliot. Your father? This guy is a half asleep. So I have to ask a question to be awakened. Who is the hardest one to forgive? Hardest one to forgive is God. The other side of that coin is myself. All our life, we continually force us. I got to be better than this. I should have achieved more than this. You know, I should have behaved nicer than this. We never forgive us. And behind the other side of the coin is we don't forgive God. When you create me, you must create me smarter than this, prettier than this, more accurate pronunciation than this. You know. Okay. When we cannot forgive ourselves, what happens? So you don't forgive your daughter?
I forgive myself, I forgive.
So do you experience that? It is a lip service. Just this church, too much family business. Okay. When we cannot forgive ourselves, it means what? I'm continually covering up my fear and shame. Whatever I do, I try to wrap up myself nicely so that I don't have to show my shame and fear to anyone. So it doesn't matter, God has forgiven us. Unless I forgive myself, that forgiveness doesn't come to me. So our forgiveness is first to receive God's forgiveness. Does it make sense? Downstairs, upstairs, no response. I'm stretching my point to the last thing. Okay. If Jean-Paul Sartre says, in his age, no inclusive language, so forgive him. Man is nothing but secreting his own nothingness. Sartre says, human has nothing, empty. All they have is vanity inside. And try to cover up like an onion. You know, man is nothing but secreting his own nothingness, pretending, showing as if I'm somebody, as if I'm, and because we have so much shame and fear inside, All our life, we just create the mask, we just cover up ourselves, pretend that I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm somebody. Okay, if we are free of that shame and fear, how are we going to live? What kind of life do you think we're going to live? Have I lost everyone here? Hello, Peter. Don't be like Elliot, okay? Okay, if we are free of our, not entirely free, but even a little bit, free of our shame and fear, what kind of life do you think we're going to live? I know you're not going to answer, so I'm going to. Enjoying the self, right? Enjoying the life. Can you tell me what is really enjoying the self and life?
Accept what they're doing, accept what I'm doing, accept what the situation is.
She heard too much sermon in downstairs. No. Okay, I came to my final point here. You're right, yeah. This is the life. The person who is free of his or her own shame and fear, they challenge. They challenge. They go out to the wilderness. They're not creating their own nest and try to keep it safe. Don't touch anyone. Don't shake me. I did so hard. I tried so hard to making this nest. Don't shake my world. You know? Please accept and respect my world that I created. No. They go out wilderness. Their whole life, they want to be challenged. Friedrich Nietzsche, today I talk too much about philosophy, but they made some sense. Friedrich Nietzsche says, build your house under the Vesuvius. Vesuvius is a volcano that killed the whole town, right? So build your house under the volcano. You are always under the danger. So you are always alerted. And he says, sail your boat to the uncharted sea. If it's not uncharted sea, you never know what happens. You always pursue for the new challenge. Because of the life that God created in us is ready to be challenged, ready to create new meaning and value, rather than creating my own little nest and try to prove I'm better than you are. I'm not no less than you are. The fear and shame just hold us, dragging us, make a life, living every day the life that I never wished to live. And when you look back your life, feel like this is not what I have intended to live. This is not what I wanted to live. So it's maintaining and surviving. Following Jesus is not a religious thing. Following Jesus means in God, you trust. It is God who created His life we have. His life given to us. And this life, as long as we are courageous enough to live out, to be challenged, the infinite love, infinite mysteries, infinite even energy is flowing out. So that not only I live a free life, but challenge and help others to really live a free life that they want to live out. It's not good life, bad life. that my life, that I worked, not because I had to, but because I want to. And at the end, when we stand before the Lord, He wants to hear, Lord, you have given me such a wonderful life. I enjoyed so much. I enjoy so much. I'm sorry for you. I wish you could have enjoyed what I have enjoyed. But you, God, rule over everything. You are too busy to enjoy. I'm so sorry, but I'll forgive you. That's the word we're supposed to say when we stand before the Lord. God has set us free. God has set us free. Don't let us not be deceived. The shame and fear we have ever since we are in the womb of our mother. Let's pray.